Trying to think of a portable recording system to be able to bring around and do on-location recordings. I've had. I don't want to. I don't want to show the camera type. I don't want to show the camera type. It sounds egregious, I suppose. I don't want to show the camera type because I end up trying to find the affordable uh, listings of them online and have like a arsenal of cameras as a kind of a stowaway thing so that I could have them around for forever to use them as recording devices, because it turns out that I get like a good reliable sort of song structure sound capturing tool using them. But I think it could still step up a little bit with them. And I was thinking of the whole Zoom recorders and Tascam and all that, but I don't know. It's a big headache. It's a big responsibility to be, trying to do all that. The strangest thing, I was watching Tom Green, and he's kind of was known for his shenanigans and nonsense and everything like that. But if you look back towards his tech prowess and his ability to explore so many different avenues of media and everything, I have to say it's very heartfelt, and I found it to be very inspirational with his self-learning process, his hunger for information, and his love for media, and capturing, things his own way. He had this thing called Webo Vision that was kind of like a, precursor to people with doing their own podcasting and everything like that. Right now he has a barn barn tube. How does he refer to it? How he refers to it, but he's like got solar batteries hooked up and running to his homestead and everything, and he's going out and just doing these documentations of everything. And for people to run through being able to do things like that smoothly or close to smoothly is something that I don't think a lot of recognition really goes into, because when you're working with audio and everything, you have these aspects of all these problems you have to face and be able to survive successfully over having happened, so sometimes you feel like you're just winging it, trying to do multimedia art and everything like that. But I was hoping to be able to record some jam sessions that I've been able to be an onlooker of and be present within, and just make something creative out of that. Make a music video to put in the background of it and everything like that. I just love media so much when it comes to like not the celebrity of it, not what it's turned into. There's always like a passionate version of something. Then there's like a junk food version of things going on, you know, and I like old film quite a bit, and just anything. There's just this hunger for trying to make things run efficiently and successfully in the form and function of DIY. And I'm not really sure what more I have to say about that. I'm just trying to fine tune a lot of things regarding that. Learning, learning a lot, learning a lot about the legal structure of trying to actually distribute projects and then being able to reuse them and resample them and all that kind of thing, because it hasn't been fun getting takedown requests and having stuff muted on you when they're things you made, and then you want to reuse them and just do resampling and edits and just do constant edits of stuff, because I like mixed media arts quite a bit. And with mixed media art, you take things that you might have already done. I'm trying to also not take out of an archive of anybody else's stuff. I'm trying to actually just create my own like library of things, doing them how I do them, and not using any real super high tech things at all, because first of all, I like to run and jump around a lot when I'm out doing things, and I don't want to damage something that it would be too much of a pain to re-afford, or to not even possibly afford to have damaged in the first place. But part of when I'm out and about, there's a lot of hopping going on, a lot of stream rocks, a lot of situations where a lens cap protector is not enough to save the situation. So for something like that goes awry, it's something that you could live with the mistake of making. But It's a strange thing too, like when you get copyright strikes against yourself, and it's not you're not sampling anybody else's stuff too often. I mean, what is it? Phantom Creeps. It's all these things that if I was gonna sample, nobody would really care about anyway. So some of the sound bites for things like with Death the infomercial. There's this beginning of came right up. Not a lot of searching needed for that. There, it shows right up. Beginning of this song here is a sample. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna do it like this here.
The world is so different in the daylight, but in the dark your fantasies get so out of hand.
Won't let that play in too far. It's my own song I recorded. The quality sound isn't that great for it, but my little sample at the beginning is just my example of something exterior from my own archive or whatever. I don't know. I don't like talking like this because it sounds like you're like being conceited or something. I was trying to explain. Set where I'm at. When it comes to that kind of thing, I'm gonna add a photo filter. I'm gonna add a warming filter to a photo I had up right then. This is bizarre to have copyright content claims against your own stuff when you're using your own archive, and then the only samples that I would ever do of anything are pretty much that voice clip there, which might have come from a movie called The Carousel of Souls. I made sure to go to like archive.org and get like the old movies. And I prefer it that way anyway. It's nice. It's the whole obsession with the obscure, but when you're trying to dip into sound samples and stuff like that, it's obviously like you don't want to like do something like that. You know how the rappers and everything would probably like so many songs probably got like sound clips from like the Scarface movies or something like that. And I think that movie Taxi Driver, some band called Corporate Adventure, and I remember not really knowing where that quote came from. A famous quote. Anyway, in the beginning of one of those songs. There's probably still several songs that had that same quote too. And it's good for certain songs and everything, but I'd like to just try to really dip into like movies that I think I'd probably like and media that I think I would like and agree with the vision of and everything like that. But I kind of feel like the availability of them is in the same boat of where I'm at, where you try to put too much soul work into what you're doing, but you're not gonna get like mainstream or not gonna get like a lot of people really checking it out or anything. So it's pretty much understood. So you take that kind of effort, you take that self-realization of it, and then you end up still getting so many things muted. You don't know how many times through Meta. It's basically been through the Meta Corporation also. I haven't really had too many problems outside of that. But Meta is like fucking really just pitiful with like jabbing you before you can even stand up, before you can even be on your own 2 feet. You just get chopped at so many damn times. It's like, man. So but that's just the idea to it. It's just like redoing things, like taking things out of things. Like I'm making like videos for demos as sound piece is not even finished, and I thought it would be fun to have the whole process of something becoming a full finalized thing, and then living again because it was doing something with the thing called the Devil's Printmaker um, music video too, where it was just taking pieces and letting them merge and weave and twist into a mixed media collage with the attempt of it being from my own library of things that I'm doing and sounds I'm capturing and that. But and then you get you get the disdain or whatever by people too. There's people, I don't know what, like people come and just end up watching like reels and all that kind of stuff. But like there's stuff that like my life is just like, okay, I'm gonna do this. It seems innocuous enough. It seems innocent enough where I'm not like harming anybody or anything. But other people would just be like fucking downvote, downvote. And it's like you just go by. You don't have to like put like dirty things up with like trying to make somebody feel worse or just being like, oh, I don't like it. I think there's plenty of other stuff. You can go into the whole mainstream world of vision and everything and see all the crap everybody else needs to see, which is basically like flexing their egos and just showing off and just being materialism worshippers and all that kind of thing. And it's just like I'm just trying to do something with spirit. Like I'm just searching, trying to find that spaceship to leave the kind of galaxy of doing things the way that it gets so boring and repetitive to just know that you can find success basically just by like, manipulating the emotions of people, or giving somebody some endorphin release in a way that's self-gratifying. I think the quick gratification access or whatever is so easy to tap and tune into, to manipulate people into having it all automatically be something that's good, but it's not like permanent. It's just going to get replaced by whatever the next thing is that everybody else jumps onto. Meanwhile, some of these things that I'm finding inspirational that live throughout time are things that you get further inspired by when you go back and read, and you find some depth of something. You find basically a communicative access of being able to interact with whatever media it is. You can think about it again and again and have wonder about it. I would say things like Philip K. Dick books are very heavily into that ability of being able to be a participant within whatever the creator was creating. So I was trying, it's something in a way I was doing with some of the more serious or thought out, media explorations I was doing without, you're not gonna get involved with, the whole industry of anything really, not the Hollywood stuff, obviously. Pretty sick and twisted stuff goes on. Pretty sick and twisted stuff. I don't know. You don't want to repeat that enough times, really, but messed up. And when it comes to things either being uplifting or even haunting, I like fables, and I really like fables. I like making fables. It's fun to make a fable. It's very, very fun to have an atmosphere that's just puts somebody into a place of like, um, this entranced wonderment of like a nighttime storm, and all of the owls hooting at the nighttime, and the cold breeze, and the moon up in the clouds, and all of that. And then you're faced to be in the modern industry age of basically constant arrogance worship and everything like that. And the people that are the arrogance worshiper kind of people, for whatever reason, take disdain to just let you know they don't like, for me, let me know that they don't like, but they're not even participating in it at all. So, you know, I'm not crying boo-hoo about it or anything like that. I just figure it makes you more stern, and it makes you more dedicated, and it makes you more to know personally what what your soul path is, and, what you're going to be hard pressed to continue doing no matter what. So, that's what I wanted to say. Did I say anything at all, really? Maybe. Do I drink this Mandarin orange seltzer all the time? I absolutely don't. But it turned out to just make the rest of the uh, filter or whatever, the photo filter, it's all Mandarin orange now. Look how orange everything is. It's extremely orange. It's Thanksgiving evening. I was listening to a jam. What's going on? I like seltzer. It gets your bubbles up. Feels good. Listening to a jam thing. It's from last night. I was surprised they had it open. It's a tea bar. It's nice to go to a tea bar. People don't get drunk. You're not dealing with people that are drunkards or druggies and all that kind of thing. It's nice to have an atmosphere of fresh minds with creative interpretations around you. It's, like, pinch yourself and try not to fucking screw it up, I hope I don't get ostracized. But if I do, whatever. But it's a sample of a jam that was recorded last night, and I just set the camera I just showed you on a table there, and this is how that sounded. Anyway, yeah, it was fun. It was a really fun experience doing that. It felt like a journey, and that felt like kind of a place between chapters weaving where there's kind of an upliftment of people traversing across a certain scene. And then, yeah, I just like doing soundscapes. Soundscapes, so this idea of novels and novellas where you can have this imagery occurring, that is very much a very enjoyed thing to continue the process of attempting to work on. And I love to try to create all sorts of different characters to tune into that aspect of fables because they're allowed to exist in modern day. People seem very turned off by that. I can't repeat how much of a materialism worshipping civilization that this has turned into, and I don't think it's going to have too many areas of having a good density of balance and structure left if the sacred fable or if the inner yearning is done away with throughout the collective, you know? So much disdain and all of that kind of thing going on, but there's a little bit of a moment of some seriousness, I suppose, going on. I'm gonna have some coffee. Have to mention that every time so you can know how and why stay up so often. Putting some zippers on the sleeve ends. Jacket. That's my vice. That's my vice lately. Is I sew stuff onto stuff. That's my vice. It keeps me away from having like a smoking habit or something like that. Finally admitted I sew stuff onto stuff. I sew zippers and stuff onto stuff all the time. I'm sewing things constantly. That's what I do, I guess. So also, oh nice. These 1356s XT. I am so wanting to just go ahead and throw them onto a guitar, but I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting, playing out some strings until they just have that last hump of a dead sound. Also, might as well